David 3 is 3 lakh for the follow. Appreciate that very much. So I am CMCU on the server Sarlona. I am in Voodoo's guild, who you were just watching. I was working on redoing my hotbar, and this is actually would be a pretty interesting segment to watch for people who may be new to DDO, or maybe you play DDO a certain way on your keyboard. And a lot of people play it different ways. I'm going to show a way that I do it, that I prefer. If I can find my game, there it is. So I wiped everything off my bar, and actually I'm going to change it around from the way I normally have it. Um, as you can see up here on this side, I normally do not have hotkeys up here like this. I moved those up there because this was my layout down here. Alright, and you can kind of see on each of these where I have everything hotkeyed at. And I have everything hotkeyed the way my keypad is playing. Now I'm going to turn on my other webcam here and show you. There. Here's a picture of my keyboard. I play with the number pad when I play. Now you'll notice that there's a couple things missing. The enter button, numlock. I pop them suckers right out of there, because if you're going to play over here, a lot of times, like just say you're moving, go to do a hotkey, and sometimes you hit the enter sign. Well, when you hit the enter sign, it's open up text box, and instead of you moving or doing some kind of attack or whatever, you're typing numbers into the chat box, and you don't want to do that. It happens a lot, so I just pop it out, because you'll never need to use it, ever. Pop it out. And the reason why I pop numlock out too, because if numlock is off, then it is no longer home, page up, page down, and end or whatever on there. Well, actually, I take that back. Sorry. If it's on, then this number pad works. If it's off, it just types in numbers. So we don't want that. I want to have it on, that way it's programmed the exact way that I need it to be. So I leave numlock on and I pop the button out. And now this is set up. And this is actually, I had this set up like this for the longest time. And then I found, I was looking for how to scale your UI. Well, you can't, but it would be nice if you could. The only way it would scale is if you had like a really high resolution video card and TV to go along with it, and like maybe big widescreen or something like that. But while I was looking for that, I found this website on DDO. If it'll pop up, there it is. And this is like from back in 2010. And this person has their layout similar to how I had mine set up. And, you know, because I use all of this. I use all of this on the keyboard. That's all in the red and the blue. I don't use anything over here on the main keyboard other than if I want to hurry up and text somebody or write something or whatever. There's nothing that is used over here. Everything I do to play this game is centered around what's in red and what's in blue. And he kind of has it set up the way up here on his hotbars, the way this is set up. And that's kind of like where I'm going to go at today with mine. Because for the longest time, I've had mine set up. If I press anything on here, you can see it presses up here. Number 7 is up here. Number 9 is right here, just like it is on the keyboard. If I'm playing here, I hit the center button, it's here. If I hit 1 and 3, they're here. So this is set up just like my keyboard is. Here this is. Here these are. You know, all 3 of these are hotkeys. The only thing that's different, and then down here, I have my jump button, but this is the delete button, or the period, that's here. And then in my mouse, the center button is right beside that. That's that there. This is the part that I'm going to change because I go over here, you know, where my pinky hits, that's page, that's end, and these aren't anything up here. These are the side buttons on my mouse. Up button is up here. The right button is over here. And although my mind and brain has gotten used to this layout, I really don't need to change it. But it's time that I want to change it just to make it a little bit more like my keyboard layout. And I do this because it allows me to memorize um, when I'm looking at my hotbar where my fingers need to be at. If I see a spell I got to cast, and I know, hey, it's over here, it's in this area, it's over here, it's up here. So it's just kind of like a different way of controlling yourself, controlling your guy in the game. That is not what I want. You can go to your UI settings, key mapping, and this is your entire layout and all kinds of different keys and everything that you can do for everything. The shortcut bars and all that type of stuff. Everything is on here. But I am going to start clearing this stuff off of here. Clear, 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 clear. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. All I was doing is I was coming in here and clearing everything off this bar. I was pushing clear on my current keys that I had bound. There are people that play, and like I said, I am not knocking any way that anybody uses their keyboard to play because, you have to do what's comfortable for you. For me, I've tried to play WASD or the alternate. What's the other one? WADX maybe or something like that. The thing is if you try to play with the regular keyboard over here, playing WSAD, the keys aren't aligned with each other. They're offset, and I can't. My I have fat fingers. All right, these things. I got big old fat sausage fingers. So, playing over there, I'd be smashing all kinds of buttons. And then some people, use they'll have hotkeys up on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up on the top half, and then if they push the Alt button, it's something else, and if they hit the Control button, it's something else. That is way too much stuff to remember. I can't remember all that. Can you link a mouse button to it? Yeah, oh, absolutely. I just had that Magic Bean Soup. The middle of my mouse button was on the action bar, and when I set the side buttons too, and they have those mice that have like the 12 buttons or whatever on the side of it, but I don't have that. All right, so I left. Let me see. Let me move. You cannot see this now. I'll turn that's off. Let me turn that off. I left these up here just for the time being. I'm going to move them down here real quick. I'm going to turn my other other webcam back on. Like I said, this is kind of like was my layout, and this is how I had everything. But I'm going to change it around now. I'm still going to keep this layout similar, but I'm going to be moving some stuff around. I will probably pull this down here Let me move this over, probably like that, because those two are here. And I will probably still will pull this down here, this down here, this down here. This is going to be like my, I normally have my plus sign like an AoE, a cleave. You know, like, because like you know, you're attacking, you're doing your single hits. I normally have like 7 and 9 single attacks up here. Single attack, single attack. You know, normally number 8's well, 8, 2, 4, and 6 are you're moving around. That's how you move around. But you know, 5 is like a single attack. You know, 7 might be a single attack. 9's a single attack, and same with 1 and 3. You know, they're all like low single attacks. Normally, a cleave might be the plus sign. I mean, it really varies. I change, depends on which character I'm playing. But I'm going to move all these down here like that. Let's see, I got that set up. That will be there. I also play with all this out here, right? Like my interaction, what I target with, if I'm trying, I think like, you know, when a lot of people play, like Voodoo plays and stuff like that, I forget what they do to interact with the normal. I don't know if it's Q or you tab. I forget what the default is. But I changed it on mine. I changed it to um oh, what the hell, what did I change it to? I don't even, is it, I don't know if it's the end or if it's delete, one or the other. Oh yeah, delete. I have it set on delete. You know, I just reach my finger out. These are normally my heals. If I have healing spells, like if I'm attacking, normally these are my heals. Page up, you know, page down and in. And this is interact. This was block. This was target next monster, and then I had nothing set for insert. You know, that's just if I'm fighting, my pinky can go over and hit that. Normally I have up arrow and right arrow. Also, if I have AoEs or some kind of other special thing set up, you know, my pinky can hit this. You can utilize. Let's count these up. How many this is. So obviously you have forwards, backwards, left, and right. Okay, that's a no-brainer. But one, two. Well, I don't use this, but you can use that. So you have 6 here, 6, 7, 8, 9. Always 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Well, that's your jump. 16, 17, 18, 19. Like I have 19. Oh, let's not forget the mouse. 19, 20, 21, 22. There's 22 hotkeys I have right there. But they're all in one area. I don't have to worry about pressing Alt something or Control something or whatever. Everything is right there. And I'm going to set up my hotbar, like I said, just like my keyboard is. That way, you know, if you just put everything on one row, just say if I put all of these abilities straight across this row, I might have a hard time trying to remember. Like, yeah, man, which button do I push to hit the which one's cleave? You know, if I set up my keyboard like my interface is, it's no longer you have to think. Your fingers are going to go where that ability is at because you're going to be looking at this section right here on your keyboard. You're going like, oh, okay. I know Fuse and Fury is going to be number 9. I get it. And like that's up here, up in this corner. And then, oh yeah, 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 blow is going to be over here, you know, and down here, this one is going to be confront any foe, and this one's going to be on point, you know, and these are, like I said, these are your move arounds everywhere. And then smite foe is right in the middle. So for me, like I said, this is a good style, a good way of setting it up. And it takes a while to set it up like this because you have to go in through here and find out where everything is at. These they are not your shortcut bars, all right? Like if you come up here and you're looking at shortcut bar 1, even though this is one, this is not a shortcut bar. And control 1, they're actually down here. Shortcut bar 1 slot 1. That's what you want. So that's here. Slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4. So right here, this is slot 7, right? So I'm going to come here, short bar 1, slot 7. That's this one. I'm going to click on that, and now it's going to tell me the next button that I push, that's what it's going to be mapped to. Bam. That's so now, there that is. I want to do number 9 now. I'm going to come down here to number 9, click on it. It's going to be that button. There you go. Now I'm going to come up here. Now this is the number 2 bar, the shortcut bar. I'm going to come up to shortcut number 2. This is box number 8. Box number 8 is going to be the 5, num 5. Now I do have abilities on each side of that. I don't have to really have those anymore because like I said, I'm setting up my bar a little different. I could technically put these over here like this because that's going to really technically be here and here if I wanted to. I could put something down here and something over here if I wanted to, just to make it set up and look like what I got going on over here. Up here on the top will be spells and abilities too. I don't have them out in the bar right now, apparently it looks like. I don't even know what I did with them. What did I do with them? Where did they go? Alright, there it is. There's one of them. So this is, I normally have my cracking attack. That is above where I push up at. So that's going to go here. Here was, I think, haste. No, what was it? I think it was a spell. Yep, it was. So there's my cracking attack. There will be haste, and then uncanny dodge went there. So now all this is set up. Now just the way my keyboard is. The cabinet name's attacked again. Oh my god. They sure did. And I've been sitting down here all day long playing with Voodoo all day. I don't have no idea how that happened. It'll only be a moment of time before somebody somebody pops up the channel, points to close them. This bar right here I normally reserve for my buffs. Oh, there you go. Close the cabinets. Thank you very much. Now we'll sit here and wait because they will somehow magically pop open again. What I'm going to do, I think I got all my abilities out in the bar. I did not have anything hotkeyed to these. I did have dire charge and action boost. Now those are kind of going to be interesting where I'm going to put those at. This dire charge will be... See, I really can't put it where it's going to be at on the keyboard because it would be technically underneath of that one right there. I could move everything up if I wanted to, just to put that down there, but that kind of seems a little tedious to do that. Hey, Magic Bean Soup, thank you for the bits. I appreciate that. And you know, and like I said, the point of this is just to kind of, you know, like I said, it's not to really tell anybody how to play a game. It's you know, just to get the mind thinking. You're like, what can I do to maneuver my guy around better in the game? You know, some people are whizzes with the keyboard and can pretty much have everything memorized and figure out how they want to do everything, especially if you played a lot of other games before this and you're just used to playing, WASD or whatever, and using the alt button, the shift button, and the control button, along with so many different other buttons. But I like to try to keep it simple. If I see it on the screen and it is duplicate what's down here on the keypad, then it just seems to flow together. Especially for somebody like me, I don't have that young mind anymore. I can't keep up and remember all that stuff. So it's just easier doing it like this. So, what else did I have on there? Let me see. Divine Might was normally my bottom button, so I'm going to put that there. Frenzy I'm going to put here. That will be my bottom button and my top button. So I did that because that's going to be my bottom button, which is closer to me at the bottom, and the top button. That will be these two abilities right here. So I will go, what is that, on number 1? Which is in the 10 spot right here. That will be the bottom button. And now the top button will be on bar 2 in the 10th spot. That will be the top button. And now I need to go to bar 3 in the 10 spot is the plus sign. In the 9 spot is number 9. In the 7 spot is number 7. So now I have kind of like a basic setup so far of how my character is going to move. Here's an attack. There's an attack. There's an attack. Let me get this out of here. Can move these back out of here. Get out of here. Don't really need to see those anymore. An attack. An attack. Here's the, like I said on the, now I'm going to use the mouse. The bottom button will be Divine Might. It should be Divine Might. Oh, because I didn't have, it was over on my game, not on the game. Divine Might. Frenzy. My pinky is going to hit over here to hit Bound Fate, which is back on number 1. Slot 6. Up on, my pinky hits the up arrow. That is in position number 5. And once again, I could easily do the down arrow and the left arrow right beside these if I wanted to. But I don't normally have any more abilities to do. Not to mention, if you're playing here on the keyboard, it's really hard to get your pinky over here without having to take your whole hand and turn it. So, I mean, hitting the up arrow and the right arrow is easy. I don't have to move the rest of my fingers. But if I want to hit this left arrow and the down arrow, I got to move my hand too much. I don't want carpal tunnel. So it's, but I don't have a problem moving my pinky out, like I said, and hitting page down, which is my, like I said, my healing, and end is normally my healing spells anyway. So I need to actually figure out where I'm going to put those at. It looks like those might be up here somewhere. Actually, it would be to the left of this attack. It'd be to the left of this attack. So there's a heal and a heal. And I'll remap those. That's on the 3rd bar. Position number 6. And position number 5, which is to the left of it. Position number 5, and there's the heal, attack, 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 and all that good stuff. It's all there. He done put a scroll in his hand. Alright, looks like it's coming together. Now, and like you see a lot of spaces that are in here. Sometimes what I do with this is it depends what kind of a dungeon that I'm in, like what kind of quest that I'm on. I may swap if there's sometimes I need to swap something out, I will put like one of my other abilities on there. Like say for example, blood tribute. You know, if I might have that beside my heal, and then that way I can just swap them out real quick. You know, it's there, it's ready to go. That's all I got to do. Just swap it out, and then I could do a blood tribute. And it's the same way with. I really wish I could think. It ain't on this character. It's on a different one. Let's say I was in a zone that didn't really require me to have to use Bound Fate at all, which is just an ability that it basically it puts binding chains on something to make it run slower, but they take more damage from my attacks. But let's just say I'm in a dungeon where I really don't need to attack anything. I need to run through it fast. I could click on sprint if I wanted to, but I can just leave it up here, and then if I wanted to, I could just switch it around. And then if I'm not going to be using Bound Fate, now I can just use that action button. You know, I'll just leave it. I'll just leave this up here. Now your mind, it seems like it's cluttery at first, but I think your mind it eventually gets used to it. It took a while for all these things that I have set up over here on this side. It may take me a little while to get memorize how I have it set up now, because this is a lot different than the way I just normally had it set up. You know, I had all these things over here on the left hand side, and I had my heals on the right hand side, but technically my heals are to the left of my number pad. You know, so actually it was kind of working backwards. But now I'll have everything set up the way it should be, and it'll probably be a little learning curve for myself, but I think in the long run it'll be better like doing it like this. And now what I'm going to do is now I have my main abilities are set up and ready to go that are on here. I do not have everything done yet. I still have number 4 to do yet. Shortcut bar number 4, 8, 9, and 0. Alright, so 8 is there, 9 is there, and 10 is there. So bam, bam, bam. The cracking head attack, haste, and uncanny dodge. Bam. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull everything out in the bar. That's already out, that's already out, that's out, that's out. My fairy, frenzy's out, frozen fury is out, iced edges, that's just a toggle one. My reaper, yeah, reaper, both of those, get both of it. Now they stay grayed out because they don't become highlighted until you actually go into a reaper quest. They won't even highlight if you go into an elite quest. You know, they don't become active until you're actually in a reaper. And swashbuckling. Alright. And there's nothing. That ain't anything. Skills. Let's see. I don't think I did anything. I'll have search out. Because you search once in a while. Nothing else there. I don't think I had any feats out that I already did. I already got uncanny dodge on the bar. The dilettantes from half elf, because I'm a half elf right now working on my racials. Allows you to attempt to make monsters more vulnerable to attack. Bluff's pretty cool. You know, you cast it and a creature turns, they turn their back to you briefly, and then you can pound on them for a couple seconds. Diplomacy is nice because it allows you to encourage monster to find somebody else to attack other than you. You know, because if you're being pounded on and you know you have the monster targeted, you just hit diplomacy and he's like, oh, I think I'll go beat on somebody else. So that's nice to have. If there's somebody else for him to go pound on. So Not Sunder, but Precision. I'm just like I said, I'm just pulling all these out right now, just to make sure I have everything out. Where is my greater defensive file? Oh, because it's up in Epic. Alright. Combat, my cleric feats. I don't need to turn undead. I have the ability, but I wouldn't be able to turn an undead roach. Because I don't have. It's not powerful enough. Soothing song. It's like a heal, fascinate. I don't use any of this stuff really. Suggestion. Bardic inspiration is used. Do not use barbarian. I do not use barbarian rage. Epic past life feats. I already have all this set up over here. There's defensive fighting right there. Defensive fighting. Dire charge. Actually, I already have that out here on the thing above. I'm just gonna put that over here. I think that's everything for that. And now Control E to get the rest of my stuff. Turn the Tide's already on the bar. Cocoon's already there. Let me pull out Rain. That's a buff. Martial Hymn. That's a buff. All this stuff will be getting moved around. Confront any foes already on the bar. Bound Fate's already on my bar. Area. And action based boost. Haste. And that's it for that. Now I can get rid of all these excess bars. Oh, not quite. Still got my spells. I have bard spells and cleric spells. So, Good Hope. Blur. Like I say, I'll just throw some of this stuff down here for now until I get it all organized where I want to put it. Haste is already on the bar. I don't use Sonic Blast, Focusing Chant. There's Featherfall. Expedient Retreat don't need anymore because I already have something that makes me run 30%. And Enchant Weapons. That will go up here. I have my Cleric spells. Magic Circle. Prayer. There's another heal. I'll put that down there. Don't use Sound Burst. Spawn Screen. I'll put that out just in case somebody asks for it. Night Shield. I'll put that there. Divine Favor. Bless. Shield of Faith. It's a lot of stuff. Shield of Faith says it puts a magic field around an ally that averts attacks, giving a +2 deflection bonus to AC. Well, let's see if I get any. Because if I don't get a benefit from it, I have no need for it on the bar. My AC is 141. All right, so it went up 3 points. So I'll keep that. I'll keep that on my bar. What's this one do? Bless gives you. Make sure I got everything turned on. Gives you. What was that? Attack rolls and saves versus fear with additional 1.5. Bless counters dispels Bane. So I'm supposed to get more of an attack roll with that one. Well, my attack is 145. You cannot perform that in a public place. This is true. Some of these spells I can't perform in public place. So you can kind of see, like, even though I don't have all this set up yet, but you can kind of see like how I just do everything right here with my fingers. Jump is my thumb. Is the big boy. Hit the big button down here, number 0. That's how we jump. Oh, where to go? I'm just gonna pop in here so I can cast the spell. Whoa. Now you know before I'm going back out and then coming back in. You notice that these are not highlighted because I entered in Epic Elite, so I cannot do anything with those at all. But I will exit out, turn around, reset it, and go back in on Reaper 1. And they're still not, they're supposed to be highlighted. Maybe because I have to put a fresh one down on there because I took them off the bar. I'm not sure. Oh, there they are. Now they highlighted. All because it takes a moment. I wasn't thinking it. When you first zone in on Reaper, it takes a while for the instance to take all your Reaper stuff into account. It's like you normally get like I don't know, like a